Let's take the truth, make it real every single day. God's word in action, showing us the way. In every moment, let his light shine through. Make it relevant for me and you. Make it relevant, hey, make it relevant. Oh, make it relevant, make it relevant. Hey, make it relevant. Oh, with Jeremy Cisco. Let's take the truth, make it real every single day. God's word in action, showing us the way. In every moment, let his light shine through. Make it relevant for me and you. Make it relevant, hey, make it relevant. Oh, make it relevant, make it relevant. Hey, make it relevant. Oh, with Jeremy Cisco.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good, y'all?
Doing well.
I'm glad that we're starting to have a little more conversation behind the scenes. And sometimes I wish that we actually record the things that we talk about before we hopped on. Because I mean, smelling some baby here. I don't know about
that. No comment. But you did you did misquote me. But I'm not going to comment on that further.
Whatever. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Make It Relevant. We're our community, our relationships, and our journey with Christ. It's all relevant. This is the team. What's up, y'all?
Hey, I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
Hey, man, don't be getting fake when we go on live. You see, I feel like there's a...
Wow. Because we're on the topic of friends today, I really just want to jump in. Since they're talking about being fake. No, I'm doing well. I'm settling into this fall weather that we've been having. I feel like it's gonna snow, guys. I feel like it wants to snow, but it's not.
You live in Michigan. It's definitely about to snow.
It's gonna snow pretty soon. And a part of me is really excited, and the other part of me doesn't want to have to pull out my boots.
You know what? Part of me wishes that I didn't throw my boots from Michigan away.
Oof.
I actually kept them because it snows in Tennessee.
Yeah. To buy a new pair.
I guess I gotta buy some new shoes.
Well, what about you? Gid? You ready for the snow?
Yeah, snow. The world is over if it snows where Gid is at.
The snow. It don't snow over here.
Yeah, you're gonna have sand.
It's cold for about 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And then by noon it's like 85 degrees.
All right. And it rained and you had like a sun shower and then it dried up and it was humid.
In the winter, not that many sun showers and stuff like that. Just like 45 degrees from 6 to 10, and then it's 83 by noon.
Man, you're suffering out there. You're suffering. Don't you want to go to some cooler climate?
Nah, man. Hey, I'm a down south dude, Miami all day. So
I hear that.
Yeah.
How about y'all?
I won't be jealous.
I feel like we talked out since we talked so much beforehand. We talked out. We might as well just hop right into this thing.
I'm not talked out.
No, we're not talking out. I still have a bone to pick with Joe, but we can deal with that on back end,
Yeah, off camera.
So check this out. This week I was going over some sermon prep, trying to figure out, what the sermon topic is going to be. And so I just, for me, sometimes I scavenger my thoughts and just say, what are some things that I want to learn about personally? Because that's how it should start. I believe so. And so I was like, man, life, let's talk about life. What is life? Because it's it's such a big thing. So I was on the phone with my mom. Check this. And I was like, well, I said, what do you think about life? When you think of life, what do you think about? Just asking some probing questions.
Yeah.
She was like, life is like a box of chocolates.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, yo, check. She said, life is like a box of chocolates. You can never eat just one. And I was like, I never heard that version before.
Yeah.
I heard of life is like a box of chocolates. You never know which one you're gonna get. Right?
Yeah,
that's one I've heard.
That's the one I heard, yeah.
Yo, when she hit me with that one, I was thinking to myself, I was like, first I was laughing because this little lady right here coming up with this little riddle that I'm sure it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what it means. And I said, she probably don't even know what it means. So
she left you with more to ponder.
No, I kept her on the phone. We about to figure this thing out. And so I want to ask y'all that question real quick.
Okay.
Life is like a box of chocolates. You can never eat just one. How does that relate to life? Where are we in this riddle, in this thing? What is, make it make sense? Come talk to me, man.
Right, rock, paper, scissors, who has to go first? No. I'll jump in it. So I'm a big proponent of being a lifelong learner. I don't think that you stop consuming information and, you know, creating a hypothesis and really executing this thought and this thesis and theory. And then, you know, I think that you are constantly doing that at every stage of your life. And that's a really beautiful thing about human development. You never stop developing. But this idea of life is like a box of chocolates, you can never just have one. Is that how she phrased it? I would almost play off of this idea of like when you're a kid, you say, this is what I want to be when I grow up. And then you shift and say, well, this is what I want to be when I grow up. And then you shift again. And you have so many different interests and you have so many different skills and talents and abilities. And I think that that adds to the fullness of life. While many people might believe in, you know, some idea of like, oh, you know, I could have been this way in another life, or I could have, I think I would become another person and have gone to different places if I had been born in a different era and decade and, you know, all of these different things. But as a believer for myself, I really think about having a full life and also taking on certain characteristics that I hope then to continue on, like in the earth made new.
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about anymore. Is we still on the box of chocolates?
I am. Fullness.
Are we on the box of chocolates?
Am I too high? Am I too high? Am I too heavy here?
Hello. I mean,
okay, it's when you want to be a lot of things and you're all of those things and you're also you. That's what it means.
You can never eat just one.
Yeah. I was, you know what, Gid, you got this.
I'll continue.
Make it make sense, Gid.
Well, hey, I don't know about that. I may add to the confusion. I think the biggest thing for me is I think about the box of chocolates that have different fillings in them. So one may have like it's all chocolate. The other one may have caramel in it. In one box, the other one may have raspberry filling. The other one may have, you know, it may have a whole bunch of different things. So you can't just have one. And I think life is different parts of your life are going to give you something else. They're going to give you something, some new wrinkles. So you're either going to be in a new state or a new city, or you're going to have a different job than you had before. And you're going to learn something from each part of your life or each season of your life. It's going to require that you learn something new. It's going to require a different level of sacrifice. It's going to require something. And with all of those things put together, that's the life is the box of chocolate. And then you have different kinds of chocolate that's inside the box. So just a little remix to what Joe said.
He had some prep time. Why are you talking?
I listened to you. Yeah, I was prepping.
He was prepping,
Joe.
Oh,
okay. That's valid. No, I was going to say
I had the wheel spinning.
The audience will still receive it. You know, I could track what Gid was saying.
Joe, I could track what you were saying too.
Thank you. I think it's because Jeremy didn't sleep.
As long as you're tracking.
Germ threw us a major curveball at the beginning of this.
Yeah, out of the blue. I need a question for him.
Hey, that's what he does well. He just wanted us to talk to him. You know, we'll talk about what, you know, I wanted to bring up what we was talking about before, but it ain't the time for all that. Yeah. So let's continue on.
Hey, man, now is the time. And I checked this out, though. I recognize that Joe has her all-in sweater on. Shout out to you, Joe. And we need to get set up.
Right.
So we're gonna hook you up, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's a rep to Jesus, so that's good.
Hey, you know.
Hey, I see you.
Surrender to Jesus. All right. Nice. Surrender to Jesus. Let's go. All day.
Nice.
Hey, man. So the topic tonight, it is. So let me go ahead and put it up here. Are my friends helping me grow? That's the discussion for tonight. And listen, this is a good one. I mean, this one gave me all kinds of like flashbacks. I don't know. I started having panic attacks or something.
Really?
Man, this is a real one.
Yeah.
This is a real one.
Okay.
All my friends helping me grow. I recognize this, y'all. Check this out. I'm just go ahead and drop it on y'all.
I'm ready.
So I've been home here in Tennessee by myself while my family was back home in Florida, right? And I'm like up here with nobody that I know. You know, I got my church family. Yes, I love y'all. I'm like, yo, I don't really have no friends up here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, thinking about going to play basketball, but ain't really any courts around here. I've been thinking about, going to play some pickleball, racquetball. I'm like, well, I need another partner to go to play these things with. So I'm just up here like, yo, my friend is my wife. And so I was happy to go pick them up, scoop them up, bring them back here. So I got a house full of kids. I got 2 kids, y'all. And my wife is here in the kitchen cooking. Shout out. No more fast food, no more Olive Garden.
Right.
No more gummy bears at night. All right. That's my dietitian plan. My Florida football diet plan came with me. I have that.
Man, we could eat anything at Florida, man. We just had to gain weight.
That's it. So I mean, I just man, listen, that's what came to my mind this morning. I've been thinking about it all week, but that's what came to my mind this morning. But all my friends helping me grow, and so I'll leave the floor open. Come on, hit us, Get. Does Get always go first?
Yeah, let Joe go, man. Joe needs some time to shine.
I don't know. I might rock the vote here, but the first thing I thought about when approaching this was, you told me not to rock the boat.
I mean, go ahead, do your thing.
Oh, okay. So first, I wanted to identify the different
gonna be friends after this?
friendships.
Are we about to be friends after this?
Yeah, we're gonna be best friends.
All right, just a second.
Yeah. So I asked myself, like, what are the different types of friendships that I would identify? And I was like, well, you have to feel like your work friends, and those are the people that you see regularly and talk to about your weekends. Maybe that's different from just the person who works at the same place you work. This is your work friend. You chat with them, you tell them about your weekend, but that's purely work. You only see them at work. You're only really spending time in each other's offices. I would identify that different from like an acquaintance, which is someone that you might see more regularly, but it's because you guys frequent the same circles. So there are some people that I've made friends with at the gym because we're at the gym. We don't really know each other. We don't really talk outside of the gym, but we're acquaintances. We're friendly. If I see them just randomly on campus, I'm like, hey, and we chat a bit, but it's really just limited to that engagement, just because we're frequenting the same spaces. And then I have my casual friends that I spend some time with. We hang out semi-regularly. We might follow each other on socials. And sometimes these relationships can evolve from like an acquaintance to a casual friend, or a work friend to a casual friend. But we kind of engage more that way. And then I might have like my close friends or my best friends. And these are the people that like I trust wholeheartedly. We support one another. We're in deep contact. And it can still mirror the other types of friendships I identify. But if there's like a tier system, then you have your best friends, your close friends. These are the people you actually like reach out to. Something happens. You're like, oh, I got to tell Gid. Oh, man, I got to tell Jeremy. I want them to know this.
She don't do this. We're not her reference, by the way.
Excuse me? Do you think I was okay. So then the question...
my bad. Go ahead. Sorry. Don't let me interrupt. Go ahead.
I'm really starting to wonder, are you... No. So then the question goes, like, are my friends helping me grow? I kind of phrased it as, for myself in reflection, should my friends be helping me grow? And my answer to that is no. Because that's not their primary role. The primary role of my friendships, or friendships in general, from my perspective, is that we've become friends because we have shared interests. We believe in like mutual support of one another, maybe companionship, community, but it's not a teacher-student relationship where I need my friends to foster growth out of me. Now, that's not to say you should pick poor friends. I mean, but I think that friendships are more so a catalyst for growth, and they should not be the condition for growth. So I shouldn't pick you as a friend solely based on, okay, I like where Jeremy's going in life. I want to be Jeremy's friend. I like where Gid's at in life. I want to be Gid's friend. And then I just expect my life to be better and for me to grow as a person. No, I think it's more so a catalyst. So since like a catalyst is something that will speed up or trigger change. So I think that me being friends with you guys can trigger some change and growth. Yeah. The great conversations that we're having. These are good things that come out of our friendship. But I don't think the sole purpose, or like if I pick a friend and I really base their value off of am I growing as a person, I don't think that my friendship with you should be weighed against am I growing.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to go deeper with that though.
Yeah.
Because I agree with you. I think you said it. I don't think that you should pick friends for the purpose of them helping you grow.
Yeah.
But would you say, going back to the question, would you say that your friends have helped you grow?
Well, for sure. So are my friends helping me grow? For sure. They are.
Okay.
I think like, for example, one thing immediately thought it was my husband. I think I'm a much better, cooler, smarter, faster, all around greater person.
She like gassing herself up. You saw how she said like.
What? I'm complimenting my husband, guys. I was saying all that about myself.
Too big. Yeah, you wanted to say that.
So I'm happy. I can't be happy today.
I'm messing with you.
Nah, I think that, like I married my absolute best friend. When Preston and I met, we did not know each other. We didn't go to the same high school. We met in
That's college. An interesting story. I'm gonna stop you before we start talking about relationship here because that is in about 2 weeks. All right.
Okay. All right. But I will say I've recognized growth in myself in my marriage, but I don't think that, like, while I believe a lot of that growth is based on the context of me being married and him challenging me and us having shared, perspectives and motivating one another and the support and again, the challenging and like, hey, like with all love, I'm critiquing this. Like, what can we do better? That causes me to have a lot of self-reflection. And I think a part of that is why I'm like, oh, night and day. The person I was when I met him and the person I am now, like in many ways, two totally different people. And that's growth, and I appreciate that. And so, yeah, are my friendships helping me grow? They are. Do I think that the point or like the role of my friends need to be, okay, I'm picking this person, and after 6 months, if I'm not where I think I need to be, I'm dropping them. Like if that's the approach you're taking, you need to be like business partners.
Okay, well, this is you and how you analyze this question. Are my friends helping me grow? And let me just say, my friends, I use my friends. I'll tell you right now.
Okay.
I learned something, and it was actually maybe mid into this year. Why do we network? To make connections.
Yeah.
So to befriend people. So I was thinking to myself, I said, well, this year, so I did something I've never done before, which is tap into the network of people that I know, which is taking advantage of the friendships that I've had in periods of my life. And so I tried this. So there was a coach that I met at the University of Toledo, and he was I believe at the D-line assistant coach at the time. He's a D-line coach right now in Vanderbilt. Shout out to Vanderbilt. They just beat, a while ago, they beat Alabama. Crazy. Nashville was crazy. So I said to myself, I was putting a mentoring program for young men together. And I said, hey, man, because I don't know why I'm quiet. But I said, you know what? Let me just tap in. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to give it a shot. The worst thing, rejection is like the hardest thing for me. So I said, well, you know what? All you can say is no. So I was building myself up for a rejection. I reached out, man, treat people good. That's all I want to say. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Shot him a text. Well, on Instagram, because I didn't even have his number. But he follows me on IG. Shot him a message. He said, yeah, man, shoot me a text. Boom. Gave me his number. I shot him a text. He says, hey, what day is good for you? I was like, okay. So what I did was I wanted the young men to go up to the university, walk in the locker room, see the field, get that little feel, get the taste, get these little middle schoolers a taste of what it's like to be a D1 athlete, because not everybody gets the little flavor of that. So, but reaching out through a friend, I was just like, yo, I'm taking. So now I look at it as I'm taking advantage of all the friendships, all the networking that I have. Do my friends help me grow? Absolutely. I want to tell you a story. I met a guy named Chris Finley. Shout out to Chris. Ran into Chris one day. He wanted to go to the gym. We were working out for like 3 months, 5 o'clock in the morning in the gym, exercising. And I didn't really know Chris. It was like kind of awkward on how we kind of like fell into friendship. Exercise was the thing. And then like every so often we would like hang out after a while, those, hey, let's grab some food. All right, cool. We do that. I believe that's how some friendships start. But this whole time, Chris is like speaking to me. He's like an engine that could. He's an author. He's a media expert. He's a marketing expert on all of these things. Dude is a little engine that could. He is pumping out stuff like nonstop. And I'm just trying to figure out, I need to learn how to do this. When I met him, he would give me a ride in his car because when I first moved to Michigan, I didn't bring my vehicle with me. I was just walking everywhere. And he would come scoop me. And he would, Chris would motivate me so much that I wanted to write a book. He said, man, you need to write a book about your life. And he broke it down. He sent me like a Canvas PDF of how to break down my own book. He went home, created a cover page for the book that I need to write. I was like, yo, he gave me all the information. He gave me the printing press. He gave me he sent out the websites on how I can get the editing right. And I was like, yo, like this man is on fire. And so, yes, took advantage of that friendship. Is he helping me grow? Absolutely. I feel so much. But have I wrote a book yet? No, I have not written a book. We just have two different opinions on that one. One day I will. But right now, I think I'm still in that life of still building, right? But man, but do I have the book started? Yes. The book's sitting here on my laptop. I'm going one chapter at a time. The dude has motivated me to do so much. Are my friends helping me grow? Yes. Yes, they are. And I'm tapping into them. And yes, Joe, the moment I realized that a friend is no longer useful to me, don't beat me up, y'all. It's bye-bye friend. And I don't mean that in a very terrible way. It means like that relationship falls off organically because we both realize that we want different things in life. We both realize that this person wants this and they want to stay here, or our interests just don't fall in line anymore. It's just a natural disconnect. There's no hard feelings. It just happens that way. I no longer see value of having this friend. I remember in high school or in just in elementary school, or if you ever been in trouble, they always say, choose your friends wisely.
That's true.
All y'all was bad. Look, that's how I know it. Choose your friends wisely. I used to follow a crowd and get a lot of trouble. I'm not friends with them anymore. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yes, when we all grew, we had to drop some friends. That's just a little bit of my 2 cents. That's just a little bit of my 2 cents. I'm done talking. I can keep going. Do you want to share something before I take it over?
Yeah, I would just simply answer the question. Yes. Are my friends helping me grow? Absolutely, yes. I think about every stage of my life, from middle school and high school and college and adulthood and the different places we lived: Charleston, South Carolina, Gainesville, Florida, Gilmer, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia. Man, I've met very influential people in my life that still have a place in my heart and I still talk to on a regular basis. Miami, Florida, where I'm from, I still have friends that that may not align with me completely on my faith, in our faith and our beliefs, but they still have a big importance in my life. And there's not a lot of people, but those people have helped me grow. in different ways. Sometimes it's spiritually, sometimes it's with work, sometimes it's with being a better family man, sometimes it's with just being a better human that understands the different things that other people go through, their background, their story, and that you don't know everything that's going on. You just may need to sit down and listen a little bit. And so I believe personally that my friends do make me grow, even though I do agree with Joe. I didn't become their friend because I want them, I want to grow. But something over time, when we talk enough or we share something, or maybe they're in this career and I learned something about that career that inspires me to be like, you know what, maybe I need to venture into that, or maybe I need to open my eyes to what is going on in this part of this business that they're in, or that allows me to broaden my horizon. So for me personally, I don't look for what I can get out of somebody. I just want to connect with somebody. And usually there's something there that helps me grow. Something about them or their story or something unique that allows me to be able to be like, you know what, like I can gain something from them. Even if it's just socially, even if it's just relationally, even if it's just like support, or most importantly for me is faith. I have 4 good friends of mine who know everything about me. They know my deepest struggles. They know my strengths. They're the people that I lean on whenever I go through hard times. And this is outside my wife. My wife, she has the keys to everything in my life, and she's my best friend.
Come on, baby.
But outside of her, like there are those 4 or 5 people in my life that know almost everything about me. They have helped me grow more than anything in this world. And they're gifted in different ways. And they don't all do the same thing. But God has put them in my life. And I tell people this all the time. My best friends are truth tellers. They're truth tellers. They tell the truth about themselves. They're honest with themselves, and they're honest with me about me. And the Bible talks about in James, it says that there's people who look in the mirror and they look at themselves and they walk away and they forget who they were. And God has put people in my life like my wife and my very close friends to be a mirror for me when I don't want to be a mirror for myself. And they show me the things that God may want to work in my life or work out of my life, so God can work through my life. So I would answer the question straight up. Yes, I believe my friends help me grow in various ways, in different ways, to make me a well-rounded person. So yeah,
as I sit here, I just can think of, I think, and people don't look at me wrong on how I view friendship. I remember praying to God and saying, God, like send me, like I wanted real, genuine friends that I can have for the rest of my life. And I ain't gonna lie, I've struggled with that. I've struggled with making friends, allowing people in so close and so tight, and then they just take advantage of me. And I'm like, don't you know I'm the realest one you've got? That's just how I felt. But I sit here, I look at friendship different, because I think that because I'm on a trajectory of I want to grow. So I look at every opportunity that I can to figure out, if it's a skill that I need to develop, well, who's doing that? Who can I connect with in doing that? Yes, I consider them a friend. I'll never forget Dr. Joe Johnson. You remember Dr. Joe Johnson? I'm not sure if you ever ran into him at the university. I met him at the basketball court when we all used to play ball at the rec back in Gainesville, Florida. Dr. Joe Johnson came and the starting conversation was, do you watch some show? It was a show. I'm not going to say the show, very popular show. And from there, he said, hey man, come connect with me or something. He said, and I was like, cool. Yeah. At the time, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I feel like the Lord was like telling me, Jeremy, football's not going to be a thing, but I didn't pick up on that cue right then and there. But I ran into him again at a fashion show, and he was really cool. I was like, yo, what does this dude do? And so he said, hey man, come listen to me speak. And so he was speaking at some church, and he wasn't preaching. It was just like on a random Tuesday. He had I think he was a book signing, and he was, dude was good, on fire, 10. I was like, yo, went on Amazon, bought his book. He invited me to his house. Gave me his book, actually. I was like, dang, I just bought one. So I was like, should I return it? I was like, nah, I ain't supporting him. I was conflicted in my head, y'all. Anyways, so the dude continues, like, I feel like he took me under his wing. Now, at the time, I want to be a motivational speaker, so I've been starting this for a very long time. I want to be a motivational speaker. I'm side by side next to a motivational speaker. Let me tell you how deep this thing went. Dr. Joe Johnson, I think he was getting his PhD at the time. He got it now. I graduated from University of Florida. I go to University of Toledo, do my master's there. And Dr. Joe Johnson moves from Gainesville. I think he moved to like Michigan. And he's like, hey, because at the time I was in Ohio, they connected just a couple hours drive. He says, hey, JP, I want you to drive up here, man. I'm about to show you a few things. The dude remembers me. He comes to a football game in Toledo, invites me to a football game in Detroit, and connects me with this millionaire guy. We go downstairs into this little basement that is just like a man cave. Dude got it going on. We go to the game. We sit in the suite. Listen, we played in football games, never been to an actual game. I'm in like the penthouse suite, or we're in some kind of VIP booth, free food, all this thing. I'm like, yo, like I feel tapped in. Dr. Joe Johnson has really had an impact on me. I have to say, I haven't come across another friend like that. I mean, the dude was serious. So all I'm trying to say is that I take advantage of my friends, and I look for friends that help me grow. Because one thing I don't like to do is waste time, And so I asked myself, what do I value? What do I see as friendship? And so, yeah, it's basically helping me in skills and areas that I don't have.
Well, I'm curious, do you make a distinction between friends and mentors, or are they all the same to you?
That is a good question. I think I mingle. I think I mix the two. Because if you're a mentor of mine, I need to be able to talk to you like you're my homie. Mm-hmm. We need to be able to just get on the phone. I need to be able to just talk to you. See, sometimes mentorship is like, you feel uncomfortable because you're just taking the coaching that they're giving you all the time. And you can't really be yourself. You just say, yes, man. You're just, yes. And you can't even disagree with them. You can't. Well, have you thought about it? You can't. So I think I look at mentorship a little bit differently.
Okay.
I think you intertwine the both of them, because I have a couple mentors. I have a lot of mentor pastors, and all of them, I would talk to them and I would share how I feel, and they would coach me up, because I feel like I need to be at my most vulnerable states to receive good coaching.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, that's how I look at friendship. And so here's the thing. Here's another off question. Are you helping somebody grow? Do you feel like there's a friend that is taking advantage of you helping them grow? So, Joe, I know you're coming at this from a different perspective.
Yeah.
So how can you apply that question? What do you think about that?
Am I helping another person grow? Funny enough, I would say I can assume that I am, but I'm not in the position to outright say, absolutely, I'm growing everyone around me. I'm supporting them. I can encourage them. I can offer advice. I can be there and be supportive. I can give my honest 2 cents about my experiences. I've done those things, being a newlywed, and then being a newlywed in ministry, and sharing my 2 pieces about, okay, this is what 3 years of pastoral ministry was like, and what it was like being fresh in it, and how do you make friends, and how do you pick the hospitals to go to for good health care, and what's in service. And these are the questions you need to ask, and these are the questions your husband might not ask. So, it's really important to look into those things when you guys are moving, right? So there are those things that I've offered to friends in conversation where I anticipate that they'll have similar experiences as I have had. And while they've said, like, this is very helpful, thank you, that's not a determinant of if they've actually grown. So I can offer advice, I can guide a person. That does not actually impact if they choose to grow. So
have you ever had anyone express to you like, yo, you've really helped me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and this is where I get very analytical and like a statistician. It's a self-report. What is the margin for growth? What was a baseline? So I've had people express like, this was very helpful. Thank you. I didn't consider it that way. And reach out to me for input or advice or prayer. And I've offered that as a friend. But that's also where I'm like, a person recognizing something about themselves can be considered growth. And then a person then making active steps to change can also be another step of growth. So I can say, yeah, I think that I'm a friend that helps my friends grow. But I also approach a lot of things from this perspective of, I like to learn. Every scenario that you encounter is an opportunity to learn. As we get older, those learning experiences they become more expensive and more exhausting.
I need to tell you that I take advantage of your husband as well.
Of his
Preston
friendship
is a friendship. Let me tell you what Preston taught me, Joe. Preston is Joe's wife, Joe's husband, Mercy.
Yeah, I met her last week.
Yeah, okay, right.
He jumped on.
Yo, I was talking to Preston one day, and I can never ever forget this because this was pivotal for me, and I'm about to get deep on y'all. We're talking because I'm going into ministry, and I'm, when you go into ministry, you hear all these things from different people, like, oh, this conference over here, this conference over here, and it's just a whole lot of things that you hear, right? And so when you have your interviews, when you're setting up, you're about to meet the president, the secretaries, and the CFOs. You're about to meet everyone. You're about to have them be in front of all these people, and they're gonna ask you some questions. And so some people don't do interviews well. For me, I feel like I'm a very good person. I've handled interviews very well. Preston hit me with something that I never thought about, because sometimes when you look at people who are in higher positions as you look at them as they're up here and you're here. And so when you do that, you kind of look at people differently, or how you respond to them is differently, because now you look at yourself as lesser than, less than. Preston sat there right next to his TV and me on Joe's swinging reclining chair, that outside chair.
Yeah. It's a hammock chair. It was really comfortable. Yeah, it's a hammock, like a camping chair.
Preston says, I look at every man in their eyes. All right, y'all don't get that just yet. He said, I look at every man in the eye. So regardless of the position that they have, we put our pants on the same way. This is what he's saying to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what position you have. We have the same respect. Preston said, we both look each other in the eye, don't we? I was like, yo, Preston is different. Because he really helped me, because when I go to those meetings, I'll be like, yes, sir. Not that you have to have a certain level of respect for, people in higher positions, but it's just, if they shouldn't be able to talk to you any old kind of way, treat you any old kind of way. And I felt like the position that I was in, I would allow them to talk to me all kind of way, or speak to me all kind of way, because I didn't look at it like that. I always looked at it as like, I'm less than, I'm just a little man.
Yeah.
Yo, Preston really, that I'll never forget it. And I approach things differently.
It's simple. It's a very simple.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was helpful.
And I tell him that too. I text him one day. I was woke up and the Holy Spirit put friendship on my mind, and I shot him a text, and I shared that exact thing with him. I was like, yo, I got to tell him this. I think I tell him that often, so it's not a new thing. I think I just keep reminding him that he's told me that, because it's still a big thing for me. But anyways, you guys, it's been 40 minutes, 39, 41 seconds.
It's been great, man. Hey, We ain't got to go that much. What you think?
Yeah, I feel like
you want to round it out. What you think?
I mean, if y'all still have more, I have more in the tank. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have stories that I want to share with y'all, but I can't just keep going on about me.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I have stories upon
Phyllis.
stories upon stories, but we have 40 minutes, man. We gotta honor. We gotta honor. Yeah, we gotta honor the time.
We do. You're right. Thank you for keeping me in line. Y'all, listen, I was getting ready to chop this boy up. Part 2.
Hey,
so real quick,
it's up to. Oh, you want to go part? You want to split it in 2? I'm down, but
no, you know what? I think we're good on this
topic.
topic. And I'm gonna give everybody a time to round us up. We got 5 minutes to round up this conversation. But next week? Let me just drop this one here real quick. Not next week, in about 2 weeks, y'all, we are having our podcast with our spouses. November 21st. That's when we are doing that. And y'all gave me permission. I'm going to go live with that one. We're going to have a live session with our spouses. And the topic is marriage for everyone. So I need you to prep your spouse. Because we coming correct. We're coming correct. All right. And this one may be part 1, part 2, part 3, or a deal. We're just going to allow that conversation to be organic.
Okay.
Cool. So let's wrap us up here. Let's go ahead and wrap us up about this. Are my friends helping me grow? What are your last thoughts, Joe?
Yeah. So again, I think that my friends are important. I think the friendships that I've had have been catalysts to have growth occur within myself. But again, I do not believe that your friends need to tick some type of box in order for you to make necessary personal growth. You can have personal reflection without someone telling you to look in the mirror. You can grow. You can decide if you want to read more. You don't necessarily need a book club to do it. So do look for moments of intrinsic motivation for growth, because one of the worst things that can occur is for you to be grown and be upset that if you only had better friends and better circumstances, you could be where you want to be. If you want to be somewhere, get there.
Do that.
Take some accountability and get there. Friendships are important. Friendships should be healthy. Also recognize when someone is a coworker and a close friend. There's a difference. So don't seek your coworker and colleague to be someone who's just going to be pouring into you all of the time. That may just be the nature of that relationship, but then also value the close relationships and close friendships and mentor relationships that you do have in other contexts. That's an important distinction as well. So yes, it's important to be growing in life because we're lifelong learners. Come on. Like, we should be evolving and learning and sharing perspective and reflecting and exercising critical thinking. But don't put it on someone else to tell you what you need to be doing when you know yourself that you need to be doing it. There's accountability that comes with growth.
Joe's IG tag is lifelong learner is at the bottom of our podcast session. So y'all feel free to click on that link. She is in that joint. Yeah, go ahead and wrap us up, man. Wrap us up.
Yeah. Great job, Joe. I agree. I love your insights. It's different. You're making me think. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Our friends are not meant to make us grow, but they can catalyze growth. I really love that distinction. But for me, yes, to answer the question very simply, I believe my friends have helped me grow. I think God puts people in your life. You connect for a certain reason. And I love Jeremy's examples and stories that he shared about different people and how they've impacted his life. And I echo the same thing. I have friends that have my faith, that share my faith, that don't share my faith. And I believe in different ways have helped me see the world and be more empathetic and understand that we're all humans, and helps me and allows me to be able to connect with them and people like them even better. For God's purposes. So I do think God uses all things. He reigns on the just and the unjust. And I'm just glad that I have friends that have helped me grow tremendously. So I don't have anything else but that. Yes, I believe friends are there. That God puts people in your life to help you be sharpened. The Bible, I actually do got Bible for that. The Bible says, Proverbs 27:17, that iron sharpens iron, just like one person sharpens another. And I believe that friends do that in different ways, in different seasons. And God uses that to round us out and to become all that He's called us to be.
Amen.
So, yep, I agree. I love it. It's true.
Great topic, man. I think we can keep going. I mean, I'm just so blessed by this conversation today. Y'all, listen, it's been a great discussion. I enjoyed having this talk with you all. My wife made us some chicken noodle soup.
Hey, with some soda on the side. Let it rain. Let it rain. Y'all don't know about that. Joe don't know about that.
I do. I'm just.
Oh, my bad.
I'm just, you know.
No, we don't know, Joe. We don't know.
You're not being yourself? Okay.
Hey, get on her, man. Get on her.
She won't be herself.
Analytical.
Okay. Oh, I can't do that.
Oh, great friends you guys are.
Okay, great
friends. Call us.
She
don't be calling us. Yeah, we put her on blast.
Yeah.
All right, we good. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
All right, y'all, man. God bless y'all. Have a good night.